is not Jeff King. He is Stephen Tomlinson. I'm Andy Erickson, and this is not another shooting show. We go to Redmond, Oregon, where a patron of a neighborhood food court accidentally shot themselves Sunday evening with their lawful concealed carry firearm, causing an injury. Redmond Police Department spokesman April Huey said in an email that there was an accidental discharge of a firearm at the Dry Canyon Club that caused a non-life-threatening injury to the individual who was lawfully carrying. Residents who live in the area heard the shots, multiple, and reported it to the Redmond spokesman. That's the name of the paper or the website I'm looking at.
Yes.
The Dry Canyon Club is a food truck lot and tap house at the corner of Hemlock and 19th, blah, 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 blah. A spokesman has reached out to representatives from the Dry Canyon Club. No information or comment. Huey said this is the first discharge of a firearm in a public location in Redmond that she is aware of. Not counting when the cops shot somebody, but...
This is Oregon, right?
Oregon.
Oregon
means you don't know how to say Oregon.
I don't say Oregon, so...
Yeah.
I say Oregon if I have to say it. If I'm forced to say Oregon, I'll say Oregon.
Oregon.
I had to look up because that's part of the joy of these is just having to figure out where it's from. We're trying to guess where the random city is from.
Yeah.
You dipshits.
A lot of the news stories, if it's the local paper's website, they don't put the state on the byline. This website didn't even have a byline, of
yeah.
Some of them, like the last one actually said it was in whatever town, New York. This one did not have that. Sometimes it'll have the byline, but it'll just say the town because they assume you know what state it is. And it's hard to do when you're doing a podcast from South Dakota. But anyway.
Food truck lot is such a...
Food truck lot. That actually sounds kind of fun.
I think we have one in Omaha.
If you want to spend way too much for food served to you out of a truck, yeah, go find... That's the thing I hate about the food trucks is, oh yeah, let's get some tacos out of this food truck. All right, that'll be $57.29.
Oh,
for fucking 8 tacos? Are you serious?
We went to fucking Alamo Draft House last night to see a movie and spent $110.
Jesus Christ, why?
Because we went there and we got food and drinks and the whole thing, and their model's just insane. I got a hot dog, my wife got chicken tenders, and we got a bowl of popcorn and 2 drinks each. $110.
Did you get to watch the movie?
No, that's the worst part. They kicked us out.
Oh, fuck.
I was complaining about the place on Yelp, and they kicked me out of Alamo Draft House. It's fucked up.
My sister-in-law she's very competitive. She comes from a very competitive sports family, and so competitive. Her brother was a NBA basketball player, and she got kicked out of her other brother's college basketball game that he was coaching because she's sitting near the sideline and it's like, that's fucking bullshit. When they were playing some Christian college in Des Moines, and she literally got escorted out of the building. And she's 41 years old,
The overly aggressive sports bomb.
But she's kind of a character. She's a great gal. My brother finally got it right the third time, but she's a character. And so when I heard that she got kicked out of a basketball game, I'm like, yeah, that tracks. And my wife's like, why do you think that's funny?
Why don't you?
I get that my wife is pretty straight-laced and would never get kicked out of anything, but I don't know. Anyway, so this is a correction that is now 2 episodes in the making. It was the first thing in the rundown in the last episode after the idiot who shot themselves, and I still skipped it because there was a audible on a segue because it fit better. So in the Patreon episode a week ago, we were supposed to talk about the new rule in USPSA, and we forgot. And so we're going to do it now before I forget again.
Okay.
So now, and this isn't a big deal, but it's more of a big deal because we forgot about it. This was adopted at the January board meeting that you now are, if you are a USPSA member, you are required to enter your member number at sanctioned matches. You can't skip putting your number in and then go, oh, sorry, I shot a good classifier. Can you put my member number in? I totally forgot.
What are your thoughts on this as a match director? As a match director solely, if you can separate yourself from like former
it's
board
hard
member.
Because I was one of the people who discovered the shenanigans going on.
Because you were on the discipline committee.
So it's really hard for me to separate it. Okay. As a match director, yes, it should be in there. I just wish motherfuckers would type it in correctly, because you probably have that one guy who can never type it in correctly. It's always got 2 numbers backwards, and then you have to go in and because it's telling you it's Joe Zorch when you know it's Terry. And famously, I don't have access to the USPSA backend for my club, so I don't have to deal with all that. I just submit match and then respond to emails when somebody's like, this is fucked up. Do you know why it's fucked up? And I just say, no, I don't know why it's fucked up. I'll reach out. They could add you as a score uploader without giving you the debit card.
They could. Andy.
Have you refunded anybody off practice score yet?
I've refunded so many fucking people.
Attaboy. Yeah. Fucking A, Ray. You go. That is your job, not anyone else's. Good hell.
It's just so easy as long as you do it from the Bruce, like, it clarified you have to do it from the approved shooter screen. You can't do it from any other screen, apparently.
Yeah, it won't let you, because there's another screen where it looks like you can do it, but it won't work.
Yeah,
like the dashboard.
Yeah,
but anyway,
which is stupid because that's where the withdrawal shows up. So it makes me want to blow my brains out. And
so I have to open another window, the approved, and then search their name, and then I keep that list there. So I just was doing this today. So anyway, as far as what I think about it as a match director, generally I like it. I do have strong feelings about it. Like, don't fucking cheat, because this is a form of cheating that people are doing. It's a light form of cheating, but it's still cheating. They're gaming their classification. As far as, is this a problem for me as a match director? No, because I don't really go hard into verifying the match.
Right.
I'm not going to correct every little thing. Now, if someone doesn't put their number in, I'm going to be like, oh, your number's going in, bitch. Yeah, I'll go look that up.
Because it's not hard, because I have a competitor app on my phone and I've shot matches with you.
Yeah,
so.
But the culture around here is like, nobody's pulling that shit. Nobody's pulled any shenanigans like that around here. Are the clubs around here, your club, my club, most of the clubs in this area have never done reshoots for classifiers. There's never been a thing.
Right.
Like, and you get one bite at that apple.
Yeah, and this hasn't been an issue as far as, like, I got some grief at the last Inter 10 match because it was a classifier match, and my member number didn't go onto my second registration for whatever reason, and so Russell was giving me shit because it was like right when this had passed. But I was like, yeah, just copy paste it, obviously. But this has not been an issue at like our club at all, to my knowledge. But it's not even like a thing that I would like look for. But I don't think anybody's ever reached out to me like, oh, can you add my member number to my registration after the fact?
It's happened.
It's just been like corrections.
Yeah. And I'm sure there are people who have done it accidentally. That's different, But if you accidentally forget your member number over and over again, that's not an accident.
Right. No, for sure. I see it as, like, I know there are probably like definitely some douchebags in some. If you had to pick an area that's worse for this, would it be Area 6?
Probably.
But
6.
Fuck you, Florida.
Maybe a couple of specific clubs in Area 4, maybe.
Oklahoma ones?
No, I'm not aware of one there. I'm aware of one in Texas.
I mean, there's just too many clubs in Texas is the problem.
Yeah.
But no, it's such like I don't want to say it's a non-issue. I just think it's like there's probably like a culture of it in some places where like one dude does it and it works out, and so they tell their friends to do it. But like, it's like so low on like the things of like list of things I look at when I'm like dealing with registrations on match day. And
I don't even look at registrations on match day. I do for Great Plains. For club matches, I don't look at all.
Yeah, it's just I don't care if your member number is in there. I just don't care, right? Like I don't need it to like process or to make the match happen. And then if somebody entered their shit in wrong, that's usually when I find out about it. Is I get a text from Terry after the fact. But I would much rather just take a hard stance as a club and be like, hey, if your member number is not in there, it will not get edited in. I am not adding it in after the fact. I don't care what happened.
Well,
like,
then you're
as a club, I would
helping them with their shenanigans.
No, they'll never get a classifier on the record if they never put their shit in the thing.
But if it's good,
then it will never get on their record.
Okay.
I'm not adding their member number to their record after the match happens at all.
I see where you're coming from. Okay. Gotcha. I misunderstood. Anyway, the thing I thought that was a little weird about this is why was this made a policy and not a rule?
Because it's unenforceable.
Well, it's not unenforceable. I can tell you for a fact it's enforceable. It's been enforced.
It's laboriously enforced. Like at what level is it enforced?
Oh, is it enforced 100%? Absolutely not. No, it never will be. But people have been told that they will be putting in their member numbers, and don't you fucking do that again. But I texted Frank actually and was like, so why was this a rule or not a rule and a policy instead? And basically because if it's a rule, then it's going to go to the rules committee and they're going to fiddle fuck with it for the next 6 months. And it's a problem that needs to be dealt with now. And so it's a policy. And I was like, okay.
I wasn't even aware of like this level of bureaucracy within USPSA. I didn't know that we had like standing policies. This is like a familiar concept to me, but I wasn't aware of other policies, I guess.
Funny you should mention that, because then I asked Frank, as a now former board member, where on the website are the policies? And so he sent me a link to them.
No way.
You can indeed navigate to them on the USPSA website. It's under member whatever it is.
Yep, that's where
member resources, and then like the sixth thing down under rules and regulations, policies and procedures.
Holy shit!
Yep, and then membership.
There's a whole
policies.
bunch of things in there.
There's a whole bunch of shit. Yep. So there you go. Mandatory entry of membership number at sanctioned matches.
There's a USPSA social media policy that was just updated too. Oh, I think did they just create this page? Because this shows as just updated on March 6th, but this is from May 2023.
Maybe the way it's generated is, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they might have just like uploaded documents.
Anyway.
It's funny.
So there's the new rule that we forgot for 2 shows in a row.
So many things have happened since then.
So many things.
USPSA's knee-jerk reaction to a hate crime.
Oh yeah, there was that. Oh my god. Sources tell me that was mostly an HQ thing. The board was sort of notified of it and not really involved in it. So there was a guy. There was a couple of guys who did really did bad things. They were beating up on some Jewish guys out in California, I believe. There was a news story about it. And one of them in his Instagram profile said he was a USPSA member number, blah, blah, blah. And so people who are active on social media and pointing out things that may or may not be anti-Semitic are running around blasting it everywhere that, oh, USPSA is anti-Semitic. And so there was a knee-jerk reaction to post a really, 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 really long statement that said absolutely nothing with no context whatsoever about an issue that membership mostly had no idea about, unless you were local to where this happened. And then they posted this statement. And I read the statement and I was like, what the fuck did that say? And then there was an updated statement that went out, and there was a very funny comment that was made under that, and it said that USPSA has done more to bring attention to this than the guy who did it.
Jesus Christ.
So
that's horrible. It's so fucking
anyway, the media relations division of USPSA is, I mean, having a media background, given the situation, like they were getting like tagged in social media posts, but like the people who would actually cause a problem for USPSA were completely fucking unaware of this.
Yeah.
And it was outside of their realm anyway. And like, you can't help what other people write about you on the internet. Sometimes you just ignore shit.
Well, like, it's like
this would have been a thing to just ignore. Just let it, like, you have no control over this. Yeah, you do the discipline shit, you do whatever. But like, to make this big, long, wordy statement was just like, what are you talking about?
It's
what
just like
is
this silliest, like, I think you and Jeff have talked about the cop out of like California that's trained with like Terran Tactical, and she had to put a dude down, and then like it was like, oh, competitive shooter, like trained in murdering guys, like she's trained exclusively in shooting 6 shots into a dude as fast as she can, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That, like, that's when the USPSA background comes out. Like this, like USPSA never would have gotten wrapped up in this at all.
No. I mean, outside of those social media posts where people are like, what's that? Oh,
yeah.
And then they go to the Facebook and they're like, you're bad. Okay. Like, delete comment. You know.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
Yeah. Sorry for that. It was just funny, the 2 rules things.
Yeah.
The weird handling of stuff.
It happens. And I'm not like I was not a great board member. I'll be the first to admit. I was not. I was not a great board member. I was not the most useful guy on that board.
What did Bruce say to you? Like you were in charge of ushering in like production 15 or something?
No. SBRs. I'm the SBR guy. He was blaming me for that, but that was like already on its way before. I think I voted on it, but my vote didn't matter. You know. But no, I was not the most valuable member on that board, but the one thing I will say I was good at was I was the guy who pumped the brakes and was like, whoa, this is going down a road it doesn't need to go down. Let's just chill out here. This is stupid. Okay? Let's just, everybody calm down. Let's not, whatever. And I mean, I didn't do it that much, but that was the thing I was best at. Or just calling bullshit on things. That was also a thing I was okay at. Anyway, so I've had 2 people here recently talk to me about like they're interested in shooting USPSA or the matches I shoot. They call them the matches you shoot. Both of them said the same thing. The matches you shoot. I really want to do one of those. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, but I want to come watch one first. I had 2 people in the span of 2 weeks say this to me, and I said, no, just show up with 150 rounds of ammo, and I've got a right-handed belt you can use for a Glock, and I've got a Glock, and just use my shit.
You make them buy their own ammo?
Well,
that's fucked up.
I want them to have some skin in the game.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
You know, like I'll give you all the gear, just because it's the gear thing, and they've got like their USP, and I'm like, no, just show up and shoot my Glock. It's, because they don't shoot their USP enough for it to be an issue anyway.
Yeah, but it's like I have a gun that's zeroed for a certain type of ammo, so it's like yeah, I bought this shit from Joe Bob at the gun shop, and I don't know what it is or whatever. Bubba's Pissing Hot Reloads type deal. So I'd rather just be like, here's some Blazer 124. You need this many rounds of it. Go with God.
You know
with my gun.
Okay, a quick sidebar.
Okay.
We're getting late
3 sidebars deep
paywall.
in the intro section.
We need to hit the paywall here eventually, or we're going to give away way too much free milk. And now I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Oh, when it comes to sighting in a dot on a gun, once it's zeroed, it's zeroed. I can shoot any ammo after that, and I do not detect a noticeable difference.
Likewise. I'm with you there.
When I was 2 years ago, the first full season I shot my tac sport, I was shooting a lot of my reloads, but then I didn't have time to load enough before a major match. And so it's like, okay, fuck it. I've got a bunch of Blazer 115 for teaching classes. I'm just going to bring a bunch of that for this match. And it makes power factor, and it hits where I'm aiming just exactly the same. And then I'll shoot my 135 grain blue bullet reloads, and the bullets are pretty much hitting in the same place. And this is not, if I'm shooting at 50 yards and I'm trying to hit the X-ring on a B8, yeah, it probably fucking matters.
Yeah.
For what we do in USPSA,
like an inch at 25 yards, maybe,
or in self-defense guns, like your carry gun, like it's not gonna fucking matter if you switch. If you switch from gold dots to HSTs, you don't need to go re-zero your fucking gun.
Yes, you do.
No,
everybody
you
has
don't.
You have to.
No,
Consume.
No.
Buy ammo. Zero your gun.
Okay. I forgot what we were talking about, so I'm just going to say patreon.com/another shooting show. It's only $3.57 a month. You'll get all of the rest of this shit show with the great Stephen Tomlinson, who was nice enough to fill in for Jeff's sore throat because he had too many little...
I'm proud of my little wiener.
He had too many wieners in his mouth or something over the weekend, so he can't talk. Jeff lost his voice, so Stephen was nice enough to fill in. So patreon.com/notanother shooting show. It is only $3.57 a month.